Supreme Court affirms President's power to declare emergency rule, suspend officials. The Supreme Court has upheld the President's power to declare a state of emergency in any part of the country to forestall a breakdown of law and order. Can you imagine? The Apex Court also affirmed the President's power to suspend elected officials within a set time frame. It is well. Okay now. Solomon says after suspension don't finish. Now verdict they come. No be smart. If they send this country to you and you understand, or more, you're on your own. No. They are really on your own. Or probably he's planning to suspend another governor. So they are telling us now that he is free to do it. He is free to suspend anybody. That's what they are probably telling us. If we condemn and criticize the Nigerian judicial system, now go dey vex. Which kind of medicine after death judgment with this? Please stop embarrassing the country, I beg. As in, and they are not ashamed. They are not ashamed. Good luck, Idara says no need now because Rivers State is now APC state. They know what they are doing. They know exactly what they are doing. You didn't give a verdict since. And it is now that you are giving a verdict after the 6 months has expired. It is well. Raju Adamu says this government is likely to cause war in this country. Shaking now. Emmanuel says declare state of emergency in 12 northern states immediately. Let this Fulani bastard come to an end. The governor and emirs are backing them. It has to stop. Raju says, in this country, is this country really democratic again? Are we crazy? Are we crazy? Hey, Teko Silva says terrible constitution. It is well. Firstborn Live says, I'm just laughing. Obviously, someone is definitely going to capture Lagos from APC to ADC or whatever party with an emergency rule. It's just my Belesha. Time solves every problem. The table must turn. Temi Gabriel says, Supreme Court has turned to Supreme Court of criminals and terrorists. I'm telling you. Time will tell says, Supreme Court, how many laws have you created for criminal politicians and terrorist people? And how many laws have you created for criminal judges like yourself? You are just making the law for ordinary Nigerians, but God will punish you people for your wickedness towards Nigerians. Atohaikwe says, one party system people. Now say they start. Yes, so now say they start to where you can suspend any governor. Any elected person, you can suspend them. Abi, it is well. Stolen says, what do you expect Supreme Court to say? It is a precedent. Other presidents will do the same thing. In future, a president from the north will easily capture Lagos using emergency rule. We should always remember there will be a future. Tinubu will not be a president forever. Supreme Courts are only thinking of now and not the future. So, Gregory says, Supreme Court can also pronounce that all Nigerians can be suspended out of the country to another country by the president for a period of whatever month for protesting against any administrative corruption policies. Thieves, don't mind them. Adekunle says judiciary has symbol. They see vote clearly now. Now corruption, no. Corruption. Emeka Obisiki says you don't have Supreme Court of Nigeria, but the Supreme Court of the President, the Chief Justice should leave her seat for more capable persons with moral character and integrity. It is the role of the State Assembly to remove an elected governor, not the President. Should bad precedents will haunt us in future after this authoritarianism regime. Engineer Dan says Malami AGF was in power for good 8 years. Now, where is he now? And then he says APC government don't create bad record. Plenty bad record though. Plenty. Zainab Ahmad says what Tinubu is doing now is something that we have to worry about, irrespective of regional, tribal and religious sentiments, because he will not be forever as president. Another person has to come in once he's done with his tenure, 4 or 8 years. These policies will certainly hurt those that are celebrating today in the future. It is well. Patrick Adohenry says this increment of suffering and disobedience to the rule of law. Bright says, woe betide your generation for supporting illegality. Darlington also says, no problem. Nobody should cry when the table turns. Everything about this Tinubu government is correct as far as the judiciary is concerned, right from INEC shredded election. Honor Emmanuel says Supreme Court has again strengthened tyranny. Anytime an office in democracy has been elevated above checks and balances, tyranny is festered. The US democracy understands that institutions are the first core of strength, priority in a democracy, and that was why state of emergency is used to corrupt an awkward emergency situation and not an attack on office. Rivers State situation here is restoration of order, which the presidency can achieve with the military without removing the governor. Temdara says belated judgment, Nigeria judiciary manner of subjecting Nigerians in prolonged trials. Michael Favour says finally Tinubu and his greed for power has destroyed Nigeria democracy. Yorubas get to remember this when the table turns, because it will surely turn. Zaman says the most criminal country in the whole world, Nigeria, is completely finished. Sister, Henry Otomodo says there is no difference between Nigeria president and God. There is no need for other tiers of government. Let the president out of the function of the legislature, judiciary, the presidency and every other government functions. Okay. Udoka says Black Monday, a lot of bad leaders will abuse it. For instance, if Rivers' example was reasonable, another leader by use the power irresponsibly for no genuine cause. Okay? Freddy says, as if I was expecting something different, the Supreme Court that upheld an election that was cleared, mad with irregularities and fraud, Abi. Obinna says, this standard will never be raised. It may be me today, but yours tomorrow. It may be now, it may not be now, but later in the years ahead. Okay. Mohammed says, I don't know why this aspect is not being used while confronting certain security issues that warrant decisive actions. Imagine a scenario where a number one citizen and chief security of a state would just release hardened human vampire, criminals, but would not use the same spirit to tackle insecurity in the state. The irony. The irony of life. It is well. Polycarp says Tinubu excessive power should be checked. Who's going to check it? Who's going to check it? Ebizimo says the hand are that of Esau, but the voice is that of Jacob. Stood judges applauding and dancing to the tune of their paymaster. Martin Scano says, my happiness is that whatever that goes around comes around. Let's wait and see the future of the country with this judgment. It is well. My listeners, don't forget to like, to share and to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.